Hello! It is
Happy Wicked Trailer Day!
Yes, the moment, the time we have all been waiting for is upon us. I can't believe it. And I love that Universal Pictures and Wicked gave us the gift of a heads up. So we could dissipate all of the worry and like a little bit less anxiety knowing that when to expect it. So thank you for that. That's been very exciting.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody who's been waiting so patiently. We were gathering our thoughts, wiping up our tears, and just getting ready to give our reaction to all of you, because Ryan and I were reacting in separate places today, sobbing. Were you crying, Ryan? How did this affect you emotionally?
I'm not a crier generally, but I was just absolutely gobsmacked. I was in awe. I was holding Toto. Toto watched. I did a reaction video that I just posted. I know you posted one as well, our initial reactions while watching. I've never done that before, film myself while watching. But since the kids are all doing it now, I tried it, and it was, just couldn't look away. It was just the best kind of dopamine ever, and it will continue to be. I know between now and when the film opens Thanksgiving, no matter how many times we could watch it all day long, 24/7. That's how I feel. That's how I always felt whenever I went to see Wicked on stage too. It's like, that's why I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And, I've seen it now 18 times on stage. I know you've seen it almost 50 times. And every time I watch it, it's never enough. I'm sitting there in the audience and I'm like, oh, we're at this point, so we only have this more to go. And I have pinched myself moments where like, am I really here? Is this really, did that really just happen? And I'm like,
exactly. And it really is. This is such a delight. And there are lots of surprises and gifts for Oz fans that are just coming out from those who can deliver for us, from the Wicked team and Universal. And so we will talk about all of those things, including a new interactive community that we can all participate with. And you know what's interesting about it all? Coincidentally, it's all taking place on the birthday of the creator, L. Frank Baum. Happy birthday to the man who created Oz and all the characters that we love. Of course, we have to give a great shout out to Gregory Maguire, who ran with those characters and built upon the world and brought Elphaba to the world and Galinda to the world and Morrible and Dr. Dillamond and everyone else that we love. Fierro.
nice.
Thank you.
Less than coincidentally, because this morning John Shu shared a happy birthday Instagram story to the one, the only L. Frank Baum, and he thanked him for Elphaba. So it feels like this was a little more intentional than I initially thought it was. But John M. Shu is such a conscientious person and is such a thorough director that it doesn't surprise me in retrospect that he knew exactly what he was doing.
Absolutely. It's so good. We also got a new poster after the one that came out with on Super Bowl with the green W and the holding hands here. Now Glinda and Elphaba are reaching for hands. We see Defying Gravity. We see Glinda with her wand. The logo is now giving us pink goes good with green. And I absolutely love this poster. I've already been searching for where I can find one to frame to put on top of the green one I have.
Yeah, or in addition to, I'm going to need more wall space.
Exactly. My wall space, if you haven't noticed, is literally like wallpaper.
A little full.
Yeah, I now have to rotate and cover, move things within frames and things take turns. But I know you saw this, and this is something I was hoping for. I remember when Wicked first opened on Broadway and hoping that it would do well and run forever and be adapted to a film, that it would be made in 3D, because I am a fan of 3D movies when they're done effectively, as opposed to converted and stuff, because I think it can be very dynamic. And I don't know that we've ever had a 3D movie musical before, but we now see that in addition to IMAX, Wicked is coming out in Real D 3D, and Real D is fantastic. I know when Oz the Great and Powerful came out that way, they had limited edition 3D glasses. We could get on that. We want some. They'd be great if they looked at
City glasses. Yes,
with Alphabuzz glasses,
the infinity glasses.
Yeah.
And you and I are on diametrically opposed positions in terms of Oz the Great and Powerful and how it sits in the greater Oz multiverse. However, it was one of the best 3D experiences I've ever had. That film was so suited for that environment. And I feel like this is a no-brainer. I'm so glad they did. And not every film needs a 3D release. I was very fatigued by it when it was all the rage, and every film that ones that didn't need it got a 3D release. But this is one where this is a really immersive world, and being the 3D experience is going to be really special.
It's true. As a critic, and I review every major release that comes out for the last, 18, 20 years. And, we went through a real resurgence of, in 2000, 2001, not even that early. It was a little bit later. It was closer, like 2011. It was like more like 2008 through 2012, where there almost felt like everything was coming out in 3D. And audiences were not embracing it as much, so we've lost it. But I love that it's still available and that it can be used when appropriate and intentional, and certainly in a movie like this. But we've again never seen a musical in 3D, so I am so excited for that, and I will probably see it in the theater the most times that way, only because when we watch it at home, we're not going to have the option of seeing it in 3D unless they do a 3D release. But I have the 3D Blu-ray for Oz the Great and Powerful, but don't have a 3D TV or a 3D Blu-ray player. So I even have, The Wizard of Oz was converted. I think it's one of the oldest films ever to have been made 3D. And, we both saw that in the theater, and that was fantastic. It added a lot of depth. But I would love to enjoy Wicked as many times that way. So again, thank you, John Chu, for making that happen.
Yeah, that was, a good idea. I'm really excited to see what they do with it. And man, John Chu really knows what he's doing. He is a man who is on top of this marketing. And I really appreciate that the Wicked film machine gave audiences, first of all, a heads up, like, hey guys, be prepared for Wednesday, but also gave a lead up. There was a trickling of information that came from Monday to today, and I have a feeling that this next 6 months is going to be just like a roller coaster of emotions.
It's the greatest time in our lives. I know I'm a little bit older than you, but there have been ebbs and flows in terms of Oz popularity and in terms of merchandising. And so a moment like this, I'm just not, this trailer is making me want to sing. Some
people wait a lifetime for a moment like this.
Thank you for picking up what I'm putting down, Tori. This is why we're co-hosts and BFFs. But this is it. Everything from any brand that we know of that's hopping on board, from dolls to Lego to Funko to Loungefly. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff. So just everything we're planning for. I know we're pinching our pennies now, but you're right. In addition to that, a couple days ago, we just broke down the Passion Project featurette. Thank you everyone for following us there and watching that. But they also released what is officially called on the Universal Press site, where I downloaded it, the motion poster. Take a look.
I didn't know it was called a motion poster, but that makes total sense because it really is a living poster. Yes. And it was really exciting because we got close-up looks at some of the costumes, which, especially Jeff Goldblum's. I hadn't seen a really high-resolution up-close photo yet of his look. I loved his little eye pin right there on his tie. Just,
Yes, and
Tips,
more,
kiss.
a little bit more of my Hollywood husband, Jonathan Bailey. We're seeing, they're very reserved. I mean, we got a little bit more of him in the trailer. We got Dr. Dillamond.
Dr. Dillamond!
Yes,
He looks so good. He was exactly as I was hoping he would look. He looks so much like our book, Dr. Dillamond. And Peter Dinklage, we heard him speaking. I love him. I think he's a great performer. And I think, he's really underestimated as a musical performer. I saw him in Cyrano, and though that film got mixed reviews, his singing was incredible. I loved his performance in it. So I think it was an inspired choice to cast him.
Definitely. And he is great at playing pathos. I mean, it just, even, or tortured soul, even if you saw him in the recent She Came to Me with Anne Hathaway and Marissa Tomei, he's just, everything he's done, he's an incredible talent. So just another huge feather in the cap of that stacked cast for a Wicked movie. Why don't we walk through? What we'll do is, instead of just playing the video, since we both independently have our full reaction videos on our social medias, you can check that out if you want to see us watch them. Instead of playing the trailer for you now on its own, we're gonna play it and stop it as we go and pause it and kind of break it down and talk about what we're seeing here. How does that sound, Tori?
Sounds good to me. Okay. I love it.
Because we only have like 6 hours right now to talk about this. let's see if we can get through it.
Stop right here. Appropriate audiences. This is the appropriate audience.
Hashtag target audience.
Hashtag. Okay, stop. So we were speculating when the Super Bowl trailer came out, is this the melting, or is this some other point was this the Emerald City, or was this Kiamo Co? So now clearly we know this is the melting scene. This is Kiamo Co Castle. And it looks like we're going to start the top of part 1 with the melting, which is,
as a precursor to No One Mourns the Wicked, we may see this. I don't know if we'll see the full scene of the melting, because that normally happens toward the end of Act 2 before For Good. But since the movie is, and the story is a flashback, they're giving us a little bit more space prior to just the opening with the good news and No One Mourns the Wicked. So yes, you have successfully identified the melting there, and just what an iconic image of the hat and the water and the steam, coming up, or the fog, as I was struggling for the other day, right?
I think there's a chance, a slight chance, they may choose to start by showing the Fab Four being directed by the wizard to go and melt her, and then pan to this, and then go into No One Mourns the Wicked. Although this one, which was a targeted trailer at part 1, didn't feature the Fab Four, so that may mean that we're going to see them in part 2. But I think it would be really fascinating to see them from behind only in part 1, and then their expanded story as we go through part 2.
That would be so cool, and really it would make sense too, because you don't need a lot of, you can take a lot for granted with your audience here. You don't need a lot of setup, because everybody knows if it starts there, what happened, how those 5 characters, including Toto, got there, and to the wizard, and where they're going and what they're going to do. So if you wanted to begin the movie that way, I think that would be very exciting, just because it's so different than the film. It gives us that iconography of the Fab Five right away. And I think, that would be really, really cool. And then to cut to maybe see Glinda's bubble go from there to Munchkinland, where she announces the news.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Sorry to interrupt so early.
No, this is what we're here for, honey.
Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them?
It is also just great to note, are people born wicked? Do they have wickedness thrust upon them? How much? Because I wonder, when you have the same screenwriter as the book writer, how much of her original work will she retain? I imagine a lot of it, because there's no ego or sense of having to create new. You keep what works. You fix maybe whatever you're inspired to, and then you add more depth where you want to, or if you find a new place for humor, or write to your performers, or all that. But it's certainly fun, at least in the trailer, where it's not giving away too much of new, and we're seeing some of the lines we recall from the show.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, seeing these sweeping shots of Shiz University as we're panning in here to the introduction to Elphaba and Galinda, or Galinda with a Ga, as she is at this point. the practical sets here are really going to make so much of a difference. I think one of the things that hindered Oz the Great and Powerful as a story, because a lot of people are comparing the look of this to that. One of the things that I think was a detriment to that story and to that film was the fact that they didn't choose to build out the world in the way that Universal has decided to do with this. So these, you know, these grand practical sets on the scale of Hook, which apparently John Shu was inspired by with these sets, I really think makes a huge difference.
I think it does too. Yeah, there was a lot more blue screen, green screen in Oz the Great and Powerful. I liked the look of it. I think maybe the only reason we don't have
time to fight right now about this.
No, we're not going to. No, I'm not going to, because I look forward to that someday. I look forward to you know, going head to head with because we are pro and con with Oz the Great and Powerful. But what I do want to say is we don't have that many live action mainstream Wizard of Oz films to compare. So if you look at The Wizard of Oz, The Wiz, Return to Oz, and then Oz the Great and Powerful, and what we're seeing here for Wicked, yes, Oz the Great and Powerful did colorize and did use, not colorize, but used a color palette closer to MGM. And I thought that was smart, and you know, they didn't go in the realm of their Disney previous film Return to Oz, which was grittier and darker. The Wiz was a little grittier and darker, and a very great stylistic choice. But with Wicked, to go, you know, just because you're going to be Technicolor and bright and colorful, and because MGM was and Oz the Great and Powerful was, I don't think that necessarily means Oz the Great and Powerful looks similar. The production design, the Emerald City design, the land of Oz. I mean, Oz the Great and Powerful had lots of mountains and hills and was kind of built up really, really big and had valleys. And we're seeing a lot of plain, like flat land here in Oz the Great and Powerful, and incredibly dense design in terms of style and decoration. But I think it's completely different. You can't, I think it's a little bit lazy. I apologize to anyone who's comparing the two, to just think because they're both brightly colored. They're the two movies to have come out so recently in, you know, modern times too. So anyway.
I think it's just fresh on people's minds, Oz fans' minds. And I think that people are weary of it looking too plastic and perfect. So I'm appreciative that Universal and John Shu took the time to really build the sets in the way that they did, so that they can have that gritty realism.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to.
You know, that was all I had to say. I could go on. We really do have to spar one day on this.
We will. I look forward to it. It'll be fun. But like, I didn't know if when I add it back on, if it plays automatically. But now I do, so I won't
go
do that
for
again.
it.
No. So okay, no, very good. Let's continue. Okay, The Ring. We're getting to see more of The Ring. I think it is a gold OZ, her pinky ring. I'm obsessed with that. They better make them.
There is a close-up of it in the moving poster.
Yes.
And it's ruby.
It's ruby.
It's ruby. It's a bright red stone in the middle of that ring.
Interesting, because you know who else had a ruby ring? Theodora. All right, we're going to stop with these comparisons right now.
How dare you?
But listen, wait, we are all things Oz people. I can't help but when the mind goes there, we have to, you know, that's why we're Oz historians.
You know, I just watched Oz the Great and Powerful last night, and I was like, who is?
I'm so glad you liked it this time.
Rosa played it. It's not my fault.
I love it. Okay, here we go.
Your niece.
You're green. I am.
I love the green. It's like emerald. It's like an emerald. Okay, yes. And also, yeah, just the scoring so far in this trailer is so bright and amazing.
Good.
Welcome, new students, to Shiz University.
Oh, pause, Fierro.
I
And
know,
also, everyone's holding newspapers announcing his attendance at Shiz, which is so funny.
Yes. Wait,
Welcome, new students, to Shiz.
See it?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you watch Bridgerton or if you've seen Fellow Travelers, but this man could have chemistry with a stone.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, he's a fantastic actor. He's also adorable, gorgeous.
Yeah.
people were criticizing in the beginning some of the casting because the cast is a little bit older than their characters are when they start. However, could they have picked a more good-looking group? I don't think they could.
No. I'm just shocked that he's obsessed. Jonathan Bailey's obsessed with me. I mean, isn't it shocking? Like, I never thought he'd be into me. Just kidding.
I know.
He has no idea who I am. But I love him, and I could also be his father. All right.
University, Miss Elphaba. You can room with Miss Galinda.
Okay, that reaction, Ariana. I mean, we've seen her comedy chops on SNL. She's very funny on social media when she does stuff with Liz, her friend, Elizabeth Giles, Gillies. I always mispronounce that name. I apologize. And I love her because I loved her on Dynasty. But they are so funny together, and that is such a natural, hilarious Galinda reaction.
I know. You can room with Miss Elphaba.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like,
girl, come on.
She can't breathe. It's hilarious.
I feel like that was something that was completely natural, and everybody probably broke immediately after that. And they're like, keep it.
Yeah, exactly. Improv. Now we're getting to see their room, which is great and interesting. We're hearing some popular, which is exciting that we're finally getting to hear a little bit of that. We're not hearing any of What Is This Feeling, which is also in this location of this room and Shiz.
Oh, we heard there is a little bit of it in the score.
Okay,
There is a little bit of it. Keep an ear out.
Okay, let's see.
I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space.
She has a little bit of a Kristen twang in there.
I know about popular.
A little bit of Southern. I love it. It's so cool.
I saved you some space. How generous of you, Galinda.
By the way, this looks like my bedroom, and it's why I'm single.
By the way,
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was
See everyone's
promised a
face. She
private
said,
suite.
like, girl, seriously.
High kick.
High kick.
Did we know she could do that?
I didn't.
Wait, let's see.
Do you really think this is fair?
Pause on
I
her
do
face right now.
not. I was promised a private
Girl.
suite.
Oh, how am I missing it? There we go. High kick. I want to get it. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. There we
Right.
go.
Whoa. Yes.
That
Girl's
has to be
training.
CGI.
Girl's been training for a year for
Yeah,
this.
that's great, yeah.
As a black belt, let me tell you something. I too can get my foot over my head, but it is not easy. And she was probably, if it were me, I would be like icing my hip for the rest of the day.
Yeah, no, this is just, I mean, it's going to be hilarious. I think about like what John Chu did in the scene of In the Heights with in the salon where the wigs are singing and stuff, and he used fantasy in a movie and a story that isn't taking place in a magical land. You know what I mean? It's the Heights. It's the Heights of Manhattan, uptown, and so it just is very like amazing that he had, the comedy I think that we're going to see just come into places we might not even imagine are going to be incredible.
In the comments, we're seeing people say, she's really that flexible. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I know. Can you believe, I mean, this is not easy to do. And also she's wearing heels. Let me tell you something. My problem was always when I was doing high kicks like this, that my other foot always went right out from under me and I would be on my back before I know it going, ugh.
Yes, so she has ballet training. That's phenomenal. Okay, let's go.
That's sweet. But thanks for asking.
Oh my God. The chandelier.
The chandelier in this. No, this is something that is not in the show.
Okay, so it looks, this I would guarantee is What Is This Feeling? This is a part of a What Is This Feeling montage. They're sparring, they're learning how to fight, which is good.
Okay.
I mean, we saw in some of the behind the scenes photos that they had like tennis rackets and stuff. So there's clearly sports at Shiz University.
Yeah,
and or this could be popular where she says, you'll hang with the right cohorts. You'll be good at
sports. Yes, very good. I was just thinking like, as much as I always, since the age of 3 have wanted to move and live in the land of Oz, the one thing I did not want to do is go to gym class. But I guess, you can't escape
you could go in the land of Oz, gym class in Oz, wouldn't you go?
Oh, that's true. That's probably so much better than the one I grew up in. All right, very good. Let's continue. This is exciting.
Up. She's like, nope.
That's
Nope,
like,
my feet.
you can't be my lab partner. How dare you? Oh my God. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is obviously going to be around that time. That is the end right there of, right?
That is the end of What Is This Feeling?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And her cackle. Okay, I know, because we did see that in the Passion Project, and I love it because hearing Cynthia nail this, it's such a a life-defining characteristic of the Wicked Witch of the West. And
the way that she's playing it, she's not playing it does not sound forced or like
no, it's her laugh. It's Alfie's laugh.
When you hear it in the show in Act 2 after the fight or during the fight, sometimes it sounds, because you haven't heard it up until then, sometimes it sounds silly. If they go all out at the end of What Is This Feeling with it, then it sounds natural. But if they don't, it's just all of a sudden she goes, like,
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I know, no, but what I'm interested to see is how her cackle is going to evolve, because knowing Cynthia as an artist and her depth in character building, I know that it's like an actual laugh, but when it's going to be a more pointed laugh or cackle, when we're going to see it around No Good Deed, around the moment you're messaging, I'll write here, I'll give it to you, it's going to be the Wicked Witch of the West. That's where she's going to be like, okay, I can't wait for all of them. I want to make like a montage of them already, and we've only heard one.
Oh, here we go.
Please, everyone take your seat.
Okay.
Oh my God, stop. It's the goat.
The goat.
It's the goat.
And the goat.
Bring me the goat.
There we go.
Yes, there you are, sir.
How perfect.
Love his outfit.
Yes.
Love his little goat outfit. So they used a puppet in real time to map out his movements. There was a female puppeteer who did the line reads with the cast. So again, these interactions will be much more natural than if he was a fully CGI character. They'll have something that they're actually looking at on set, so it will look very natural. And Peter Dinklage, rocking the voice. Love it.
I love the hair, the eyes. I love his beard. I cannot wait to hear him bah. Like, oh my God, I always love that. So
he looks good. I was, because we hadn't seen any renderings of him. I was like,
oh, he's so cute. They better make like, we need a chistery. We need plushy stuffed animals. We need, figures. They better make a big Dr. Dillamond that I can cuddle up with. Because he's adorable.
He is very cute.
Or maybe it's not a cuddly one, Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear who had some licensing for Warner Bros. And did The Wizard of Oz and never did a Toto.
All right, calm down.
All right, come on. That's my bone to pick about that one, right, Toto?
Bone to pick. I see what you did there.
Yes. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so Dillamond is great. I mean, I think he looks phenomenal.
Take your seats. In today's Oz, a real sorcerer.
Down. Did you see her face? She's like,
Yes. And the mirror and just everything. It's exquisite.
She's like, is this thing on?
I don't know. Are you looking? Is your because you're in the studio, right? So are you seeing it on a very small screen, like I am right now?
No, it's quite large. Where's full?
I'm seeing it very small, so it's a little bit harder for me to see what's going in here. But I look forward to really dissecting more of what we're seeing in the background there. The shoes.
Hashtag Toto matters. Toto does matter.
Oh, thank you, Zach Bates. I appreciate that.
Possesses true magic has become all too rare.
Okay, there. That is very, very iconic of the Margaret Hamilton. This is a shade that we're seeing.
Yes.
This is paying homage to, Victor Fleming and everything from what we saw with The Wizard of Oz, Margaret Hamilton. That is an iconic Margaret Hamilton shaped hand.
And actually, someone sent me a screenshot where they had cleaned it up and they read a little bit. So this, there are some passages in here. This is a spell book. It's about weather. And it says, the spells of the earth are the grounding spells to weather, encompassing the casting of the spell, holding a picture in the earth in the mind will be formed, casting a better light. So this is a sorcery textbook that's talking about weather, which of course we know is very pertinent.
Yes, it is Madame Morrible's specialty.
Indeed.
Absolutely remarkable.
You're remarkable, Michelle. Ah,
You're remarkable.
rainbow spotting. Did anybody
Rainbow,
catch rainbow?
and
Taste
this
rainbow.
this could be the Wizard and I, and this could be an opportunity for Elphaba to exhibit that she has some uncontrolled, not yet understood or harnessed power within her, as she looks like she's almost defying gravity with, and that is quite a leap.
Yes, this is the Wizard and I. There were a couple of leaks last year of the ending of this scene, and this is from that. She's leaping and flying a little bit, like a little baby flying, before, of course, she defies gravity. But so cool, with including the rainbow. Brilliant.
Yes. I can't wait to see the shot. And Nathaniel just wrote, can't wait to hear the bells at the end of The Wizard and I. And I can't wait to see the camera work. Like, is it going to pull in? Is it going to pull out? Is it going to be like, it's just going to be amazing.
That was you who made all that happen.
What's
Puppies.
this? The keys.
The keys to the rooms, because this is when they first arrive in Shiz.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting the keys to their dormitories. But right before that, we saw the poppies, and we saw Fiyero looking like, uh-oh, what's going on here? And it looked like Glinda was getting a little sleepy. Does she accidentally put Glinda to sleep too, ahead of saving a certain lion cub?
Right.
Oh, Nessa, girl.
Yeah. Again, so much bigger than what we could see on stage. And so in 3D, visually. Can I just say again, let's look here. This was one of the sets that was really built outside, the outside exterior of Shiz University. And everything that we're seeing in the design, the classrooms, the costuming, the land itself. There was that CinemaCon from 2023 where John Chu is talking about you're going to want to taste the food, all of that. This is such an opportunity. Let's not forget that Universal produced the show, is producing the movie. We're looking at parts 1 and part 2. We've been talking about merchandise, but there is Universal theme parks. Having a Wicked theme park where we could walk into Shiz University, the Emerald City, the streets of the Emerald City, going into an Emerald City ride, meeting the wizard, maybe like, you have an interaction where you get to see the head and you get to ask him for something. There is no reason why this shouldn't be something that we can all manifest and wish for and make happen. It would be just amazing. What are your thoughts?
It would be such a wasted opportunity if Universal does not parlay this into a theme park inclusion. Especially, I mean, a defying gravity roller coaster builds itself. If it would be such a missed opportunity if they don't do it. I really hope they do. But also, while we're looking at this particular screenshot here, is that Kiala Settle right there as our Miss Coddle character at the bottom underneath?
Oh my God!
Underneath Rose?
I have to make this bigger to see now. Let me see.
That's what it looks like to me.
I don't know. It could be. It could be. Would she be? Who knows? We have no idea if she's voicing an animal or if she is an animal. You know what I mean? Like if she's a Dillamond type character, is there another animal professor?
My theory is that it's her. My theory is this is Kiala Settle right here. And that she is, because she talked about in an interview being a member of staff.
Oh, right.
Shiz, which could be an animal. I could be wrong about this, but I think that's her. And I think but what we don't know about her is whose side she's on. So that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, we don't know
this
if she's
is an original character. She's not in the book. She's not in the musical. Not named anyway in the musical. So I guess we'll see.
Did you do it?
I don't know. I've never known.
Girl.
You. Come with me.
Of course.
Not you.
Rejected.
You.
I'm sorry. I just laugh so much. I'm sorry. Every time you laugh at Glinda's pain because it's hilarious. Her reaction. It's so because she's such a narcissist at the beginning where she just thinks it's her. She just thinks everything is open to her. And then seeing her disappointment, it's just funny. And I just love how Ariana Grande is nailing it. And
well, she's entitled. She's grown up her whole life being the center of attention. Yeah. She's popular. She's well loved. She's not used to being surpassed. And especially by somebody that she immediately perceives as an outcast and immediately is mean to.
But we're just already, this trailer, I mean, we've already seen, we know how much Ariana wants this role, but now seeing even just this little bit in this first trailer, she's proven herself. This should put anyone who had any doubts about her casting completely to bed. She's better than we could have imagined, certainly better than anyone else alive could do, and she's already proving herself just in the trailer.
Well, and you know, what was demonstrated to me, especially through this featurette that we got earlier in the week, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande wanted these roles, palpably wanted them. This was not stunt casting, and they could have had anybody they wanted for these roles. They put them through their paces, made them audition, made them go through the process, and you know, Ariana Grande, I'm sure in most instances can snap her fingers and get any opportunity she wants. This was something she really had to work for. She prepared for, and clearly, when she said, "I will take such good care of her,"
yes,
and the fact that she got Glinda from the book tattooed on her hand, she understands the legacy of this character. There are very few women who've played Glinda on screen. It's a very small club, and it's a prestigious club, and it's a huge responsibility because regardless of whether this is an excellent film, wherever this fits in the Oz multiverse, it will be remembered forever. It will be talked about forever. And it's a huge responsibility. And she clearly understands that.
And I felt the same with Cynthia, where she said she never thought she'd have the opportunity to do this. And you understand, you know, I mean, we've seen, you know, Brittany Johnson as the first African-American Glinda in Wicked, and you think, oh, the movie's being made. You could understand how she would think, although she's an Oscar nominee and she's got the talent, where you might think, oh, they're just going to cast a bunch of people that don't look like me, you know. But what I love about Oz and the spirit of Oz, and clearly what they did here, and what's so important about Elphaba, and what's great about Elphaba feeling othered as a person, because it's very direct to racism in the sense of she's othered for having a different skin color. So casting a person of color who on a daily basis in their lives can feel or experience racism that some of us have the privilege of not experiencing, right? But anyone who's ever felt left out as a gay person, as a Jewish person, as a person of another kind of color, as a woman, you know, as a person who's different sized or anything, but those of us who have felt left out for whatever reason, identify with Elphaba. And she also gives a voice to those who cannot speak for themselves. So that kind of warrior princess that Elphaba has within her speaks to those of us who have dogs and pets and care about animal rights and hear stories about horror things and want to. I always thought, just as a quick aside, Tori, I always thought if I wasn't doing entertainment journalism, that I would have gone to law school and become like an animal rights attorney, you know.
Maybe that'll be your next career, your next great adventure.
Yeah, chapter 17.
After we hang up our Oz historian hats.
Yes, exactly. So I love Elphaba, and I love when Cynthia revealed that she, you know, how the humility of a woman who's already this close to an EGOT and again multi-Oscar nominee, to still feel like I didn't think I would have, because we would all look at someone like her, an A-lister in Hollywood, and say, of course she's in the running, you know what I mean? But that she didn't recognize it and was so appreciative of the opportunity and the chance to play this. And oh God, it just gives me the chills. You know, it's amazing.
And wait till you see when you play again, this hand motion is so cool.
You're the one the wizard has been waiting for.
Oh, a little jealousy here.
Ew. I know. It's my granny's. I'd give it away, but I don't hate anyone that much.
Do you think it's REM Beauty mascara?
I mean, again, talk about what would be a missed opportunity if she does not partner with Wicked to make a line. I am sure that's forthcoming.
I think they can get REM Beauty in Oz. Let's be honest.
For sure.
Hey.
I mean, come on, Bowen Yang. I'm sorry.
Bowen Yang described his character on Las Culturistas as Glinda's gay best friend, who is also a racist.
Oh no! Yeah,
you know, he actually calls his character a racist who immediately decides to ruin this girl's life because of her skin color.
Like, yeah, Yeah, I mean, which I'm sorry, but I'm just laughing at because as a gay man seeing a gay man play, but that we all know that sarcastic, bitchy side that can be really, you meet it kind of playfully. But Bowen is a genius, and so I'm so excited. And thank you also to the powers that be, John and Universal and everyone for giving the rest of us representation. I'm not talking about racists. I'm talking about gay men. Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Okay.
Us tonight. And don't tell me you have nothing to wear. Because you could wear this.
I hate Shin Shin and Vanny already. I hate them.
Love
And
them.
that means they're doing their job.
Has changed within me.
This is going to be such a powerhouse scene. This is going to be the one they play
She
at the
doesn't have a
Oscars.
twinkle when anyone thinks.
Something is not the same.
I love the choice here in the stage. It's so black and white in terms of all the set design. It's very green Ozdust Ballroom. This looks very blue. This looks more taken from the book. It looks more like, a nightclub in Oz, not a part of the university proper. Everybody's in different colors, expressing themselves how they want to and accepted for who they are. And obviously, for whatever reason, that hat is not in vogue when Elphaba enters.
So, fun aside, in the featurette we got on Monday, they showed them going to the Ozdust Ballroom via boat, and their Fierro, Glinda, and their friends, Box in there, Nessa Rose is with them. They go by barge to this club, and it's in a cave. It's like in an underground. It's very reminiscent of the Philosophy Club setting.
Yes.
From the book, but hopefully not.
Yeah.
And they show them all toasting and drinking. This is a real party. This is a real party scene. But this is like in a cave under the water.
But also you have to look at Elphaba's outfit here, her dress. There is a really cool design and decor. And, I don't know if it's like feathers or not feathers. It's like some kind of really cool fabric that's kind of popping off of her sleeves and her shoulders, like a lace design that's really exquisite. One of the most gorgeous witch costumes I've ever seen.
Here's hoping we can buy it at Hot Topic.
Yes.
Of course she does. She just pretends not to.
Look at that. And it has a little bit of animal.
What, really? Really? You gave me this hat? Really?
Yeah.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald.
That
sent it by balloon.
I'm just saying, seeing a balloon and just seeing those words.
So
the original title by L. Frank Baum,
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz,
on screen in Wicked. It's
on Ozian stationery. Also, can we get that?
Yeah,
Dear Universal, we'd like it all. Love
yes,
Oz.
yes. Right now, we'll buy it all. You can just have. We'll go into debt, take all of our money.
And look at the buildings of the Emerald City, the turrets of the Emerald City on the top left there.
Yeah. I'm just loving how meta this is, the green and the gold. And I always thought there were times where you and I, we've had the experience where we've seen Oz entertainments, and we've always loved because we're just all things Oz lovers. But there were things that were like, oh, if I would have changed that, or I would have done it this way or that way. Everything I'm seeing here is how I would have done it. Like in my best self, if I had the talent to design that gorgeously and that elaborately. But this is the right shade of green. It's right with the gold. The font is right. Like everything looks right.
Yeah, and she's the perfect shade as well. I mean, I was concerned about that because obviously they can't use the exact same shade that Margaret Hamilton was. That's a trademarked aspect of the 1939 film.
Yeah,
legally,
maybe we can sometime meet the makeup artist and find out how that went down.
Yeah, it's a gray area legally, but it would be a battle, which I don't know if you remember, but they had to go back to the drawing board on a lot of things with Oz the Great and Powerful because they danced too close to that line. I'm glad that they've avoided that here. She doesn't look sick or too shiny. She's just right.
And you see complexion and emotion and almost some freckling going on and everything. So it's really excellent makeup.
Natural and
Summons you
beautiful.
to the Emerald City.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's asparagus.
Maybe it's Elphaba. Maybe. Oh wait, what did you say? Maybe it's what?
Maybe it's asparagus.
I was going to say maybe it's green elixir. Okay, so wait. Okay, this train, and this is a scene we've never seen before. This is so exciting, and this cracked me up. Again, I am just laughing this whole time. The way that Glinda decides to hop on the train here slays me.
I mean, and again, we got a little taste of this scene on the Broadway show. They're at the train station before One Short Day, but this is an expansion of that. And can you see the little OZ pattern on the circle above Elphaba's head there? And again, they built this train. This is a real practical thing that they built. If we don't get a train set, if Lionel Trains doesn't give us the licensed version of this train set, I will riot.
Exactly. I know they already had a little train set we saw in the images in Vanity Fair that in Jeff Goldblum's picture.
I want one that is purchasable for the general public.
I don't need the purchasable one. If Jeff Goldblum will gift me the one from
oh yeah,
set,
sure.
I'll
Let me
take
call
that.
him up, Brian. Come on. Brian.
Listen. A girl can dream.
To meet the wizard. Why couldn't possibly? This is your moment. I'm coming.
Oh, we just.
Yeah, I mean, all of this. It's just.
Oz, this is one of the things that made me like hysterical. Oz looks so good.
Mhm.
Oz looks so good. They just. Oh, sorry. That's all I had to say. I'm just chills.
Right, and even here where it's still shadowy, but you can see the light source coming in from outside through the windows. Again, everything is circular shape. I can't wait to find out why the circle is so significant, and throughout everything.
I really do think it's gonna. If the time dragon is included, it will have something to do with paying homage to that. But also, check out these monkey soldiers here. They're at this point unwinged and kneeling.
And just again, an iconic image. Here we go of two characters that we grew up loving walking into the Emerald City,
and they're following a monkey guard there who is probably Archistry.
And if you see the sign, not the sign, as they're walking closer, like that toward the actual entrance, there's the lines, kind of like the graduated circles. It's a little bit reminiscent of the throne room that the Fab Five-some walked down in MGM to Meeting the Wizard.
Yes, it most definitely is, for sure.
I am Oz the Great and Terrible.
Okay, that line, because that's from the book. They didn't use it in MGM.
No, but they use it. They say great and powerful in MGM, but they do say terrible, I believe, in Wicked the musical. And they go as far as to say, "Who are you and why do you seek me?" in Wicked the musical. I'm glad, but can we talk about the tassels? What's with the tassels? What's the tassel situation?
I think it's just cool. It's just clever.
It's different. It's a curtain of sorts, but it's different. And I appreciate that they did something a little original here with this, because they could have gone with what we already knew. This pays homage to MGM while also this is in The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, guys. If you haven't read L. Frank Baum's novel, this is straight out of the novel.
Yes. Oh my God.
The head looks like Goldblum. It totally does.
Yes, that was Janice was saying that. That's so funny. Maybe it's easier for him to get in and out of. It's gonna be I don't know if there's going to be any explanation or reason for that. I just think it's a really cool design choice that adds a different a different fabric, a different texture into the image of just a bare head.
Something bad is happening
here. So this is clearly after Elphaba has done her
Grimmery
spell. So this is likely somewhere between that and defying gravity. She's attempting to escape.
And the CGI looks phenomenal. And again, in 3D, I want to see Cynthia Erivo right here. I want to see Winged Monkeys right here.
Right there.
I want to see Madame Morrible pointing over here. All of it. It's going to be really, really great. But yeah, I love the choice with the monkeys, because if you think about MGM, the monkeys were bluish, right? And so bluish grayish. And so I think it's cool seeing the blue wings, and maybe that's because they're coming from like the statuesque and the other kinds of monkeys.
And it's different from what we see in Wicked the musical, which was a choice that always made me kind of go, oh, I don't know about that. The muscular, not that there's anything wrong with it, but the muscular monkeys always made me You know,
a little
what I
creepy.
mean?
Jake's saying that the tassels might be hiding all the cogs and gears so people don't realize it's an illusion.
For sure.
Someone else said that all of Oz was a clock. That I like. Janice said that. I think that's a really interesting concept. Could you imagine?
I can. And that's really the time dragon only serves the purpose of being a framing device in the play, in the musical. So it would be interesting to see how they decide to do that. Especially if this whole thing is playing in flashback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we know. I think Chris was asking the split. It could be before One Short Day and the train boarding to Oz. No, we know that the split is going to come after Defying Gravity because it's such a strong moment. My favorite musicals are, Ragtime, Moulin Rouge, like the musicals that have the biggest act one ends. They're so triumphant that it makes sense to end a movie that way, because how do you just start a scene right after that? So it's better to give us a year to kind of like digest and come back. That's one thing.
No, they'll definitely end either right on Defying Gravity or in the moments immediately after Defying Gravity. I'm hoping there'll be some sort of post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I hope so.
I hope there's a post-credit scene after part 2. And that leads into a part 3. I want these movies both to do so well. I'm just going to say it now. They need to do a trilogy. Everyone's alive. I hope they all signed contracts contingent upon the movies doing well at the box office. Everyone, let's all share this video, like it, and make Wicked really huge so that both movies do really well if they're all inspired. Steven Schwartz is around. He's vital. He can write new songs.
Could you imagine? That would be insane if Steven Schwartz wrote in a completely original musical as a
Wicked Part 3
installment.
Yeah, part 3, why not? And then we get the theme park, and then we get all the merch keeps coming, and like there's no reason for it to end. There could be more than 3 movies. It could be 6 movies. I mean,
what you're hoping for is the Oz decade. Forget the Oz. Forget the Oz 2 years. A decade of Oz. 100 years Oz.
100 years of Oz. Yes, exactly.
100 years of Oz. Rick and Morty. 100 years.
Okay. Yes. So let's do that. I'm going to be manifesting all of that, and we'll see what happens. Okay.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good.
Look at that. That's a great effect.
Tap to bubble.
Mm-hmm. Pop. Now we know how that bubble. It's a real bubble and it pops.
It's a real bubble, but it's a machine that like kicks it off.
I want the Jeff costume. I want the Fiyero costume. The wizard costume.
No joke. My husband, when he saw the Vanity Fair photos, has been like, how do I get those shoes ever since?
I know.
Like Full Bloom's shoes. He wants them so. And the glasses he wore to the Met Gala, he was like, how do I find those?
I feel like Paul Tazewell has like another calling. He could open his own boutique and just, we would all be, if we could afford it, be shopping there.
The Ozdust Boutique. We're in.
Yes.
Enemy.
That is scary.
That is No One Mourns the Wicked right there.
That is disturbing.
You have no real power.
Oh, go back. What was that? Okay, I saw a dragon.
You have no real
power. It's gold. It's right
power.
there.
Oh,
there. Is that a dragon?
Is it a dragon or monkey or what?
A ghost? What? That looks like a dragon to me.
You think so?
It looks like a Chinese dragon.
Huh.
It's hard to tell. What if that's our dragon?
But it's not a part of a clock. It looks like it's part of a shield or
it looks
something.
like it's a part of the battering ram. They're trying to knock the door down.
Battering ram. Yes. Huh. Yeah, I wonder what kind of animal that is. But that could be, if that is a dragon, interesting way to incorporate.
I see you.
That green. Oh, what a shot. John, you are a visionary auteur.
Oscar winner.
That's why I need you.
Look at that. That hallway is like the one in The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, absolutely.
But better. Yeah.
Don't let her get away.
Oh, me.
The balloon! The balloon!
Here.
Wizard's balloon!
That's
They're flying away.
Balloon. Wait a minute. So does this mean like this is new? Like, does this mean Elphaba and Glinda were trying to
Looks like they got up as far as they could in the attic, hopped in the wizard's balloon.
couldn't get out maybe, and then that's why then Elphaba.
Look at Glinda. She's like, I am not about this. I am not about this.
I know. I love this. This is insanity and cool.
What a great way to illustrate it. What a great way to use it.
Oh, that was it.
Wicked Witch. Yes, Madame Morrible.
Is that Act 1?
That is Act 1. Yeah. This distortion, this repulsion, this wicked witch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That is Act 1.
I haven't seen
right
it.
before Defying Gravity.
I've seen the show 46 times, but have not seen it in about 10 years.
I've seen it twice in the last couple of months. So what we're going to have to do, Ryan, I'm so sorry to trouble you, but you're just going to have to come to New York right before the movie opens. We're just going to have to go see it together. I'm so sorry to do this to you. I know it's a burden.
Oh, yeah. Very, very big problem. Well, and between... I'm very excited because between the two movies, October of 2025, Wicked is coming here to my town for 3 weeks. And I'm already planning to do some promotion and work with the tour that's going to be here. And I was like, can I just go every night? So
I want to come.
You're welcome. Come at least to the press night.
I'm going to come stay with you in Toto. I'm going to
yes,
with you guys.
You know you're always welcome. All right, let's so thank you. I just forgotten if that was Act 1, but that's a great glimpse of Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh,
Oscar winner, thank you. And Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, thank you.
Yes. Seriously, but starting the bad press and propaganda of Elphaba as the Wicked Witch and just
into a microphone that has OZ on it. So I just love how the Oz stamp is on everything. And I want merch out the wazoo with that symbol on it.
I know. I mean, like we want OZ everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, why not?
Remember?
Oh yes. So yes. But wait, should we just get OZ? No, not here. That's very Charles Manson. We should do like I want an OZ tattoo. I was gonna do a Toto handprint.
No, you did not just suggest we all get face tattoos.
No, face tattoos. We should do like an Oz tattoo somewhere. You have tattoos.
Okay, you know what? You and I'll go. We'll get matching ones on our wrist. How about that?
I love it. Let's do that. Okay, done and done. All right, here we go. We're almost at the end, which I don't want it to end. Yes, the book.
Oh, the Grimoire. Okay, to me, it looks like the flying monkeys are coming out of the Grimoire. Do you see the wings? Am I making that up in my brain?
I do. It looks almost like, or the spell, if either coming out of the Grimoire or the spell that she's reading, the Elkanamen or whatever, is very.
Well, Elkanamen is Act 2. This is the levitation spell. If we're just sticking with part 1 here.
Oh, right. How does that part go?
Aventate.
Yes. Aventate. Yes. Okay. I was gonna say Namyoho Renge Kyo. Wrong show.
Wrong show.
Tina Turner. Okay, so this is this effect, and again, a great opportunity to use a special effect and movie magic. Yeah, I can't wait. But that's a good call. Maybe the pages turn into like what the spell she's casting. It's cool that she knows what she's reading, but no one else can read this language, and she just knows it innately. Is it something that when she sees it, are we going to be able to see as the audience what she sees? And she's turning to a levitation spell. I don't know. It's very cool.
This is very cool. Oh, and here comes, they're in the attic now. They've ridden the balloon as far as they can go.
Okay.
Traumatized baby Elphaba.
This means we're getting some childhood flashbacks, which is going to add so much context to who she is and how she views the world and her perspective and everything, and also maybe how long she's had powers or shades of it. I mean, this is very exciting.
Yeah, in that first trailer, we do we see baby Elphaba in that first trailer? I'm not sure, but I know for sure that these flashbacks are going to give us a little taste of the fact that Elphaba has always had this proclivity for magic. And also those kids, one of them looked a lot like Buck. And I know that she knew him in childhood in the book. So I'm wondering if, again, she'll have grown up with him and there will be that bond already.
Maybe we'll have shown that maybe he was a little bit nicer. Maybe he's standing with the bullies, but like not really participating with them. And there's got to be some shades of him being a good guy.
I think so.
Yeah. but look at this. I mean, can you imagine? Be like, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, we've cast your daughter as young Elphaba.
What a gift, right?
Yes. Yeah. Can't wait to see. Maybe she gets a song. Okay.
Oh, baby Elphaba song. I don't actually think we're getting any new songs in part 1. I think the 2 new songs that Stephen Schwartz wrote are in part 2.
Honey, that's fine. But we could have a pre-prize or a reprise of something that we know, you know? So I'm just saying, she could have a little bit of Wizard and I in her. I'm hoping for it.
Oof.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
That'll try. Oh, yes. Yes.
It is spectacular.
It only took us an hour to watch that 3-minute.
I know. But it's so good and there's so much to talk about. And I just...
so much to chew on.
Yeah, I know. I just want to watch it over and over and over. I want more.
You know that's how we're going to be spending the rest of the day.
Of course. I just yes, we have to talk about something. Nathaniel just said he got a Wicked movie message to apply for Shiz University.
I have already applied.
As have I. And yes, there is, if you go to shizuniversity.com, you can apply now. You'll see a video welcoming you from the Dean of Students, Madam Morrible. And then you get to answer a few questions that sort of sorts you for application for admission. And then when you submit it all, they'll get back to you soon. I was given a couple certificates that I'm from Gilligan country. What country are you from, Tori?
I'm from the Emerald City.
Of course.
Also, I just wanted to let everyone know that Ariana Grande has just changed her profile photo on Instagram to Dr. Dillamond.
Show it.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's the goat.
Oh, cute. That's awesome. So yes, very, very exciting to go to Shiz University. But yet again, this is a great example of Universal being really smart, where they're going to, invest in the world building of Wicked and Oz. And if we have something to do virtual and there's the show happening around the world and touring, and with the movies coming out and potentially more movies, please.
It would behoove them, if this is a success, to keep that door propped open to do more with it, because there is a lot of source material that they could draw from.
I know. I'm starting to make my own merch.
Whoa! Want?
Yes.
Thank you.
You will have. I've already made for you. But the thing is, like, I feel like it makes so much sense. I mean, to do it at Universal, and if they can expand in Florida, or if they want to open it here.
No, they should definitely do it in Florida on my coast.
Or Chicago wouldn't be bad.
It's windy there.
It is very
windy. You can't fly in high winds.
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan.
But yeah, you were saying your idea for a Defying Gravity ride.
I mean, if you already have the ride vehicle you have the technology already created for the Hagrid motorcycle ride, and I've never been to Universal, so I know nothing except what I've seen on videos that people have posted. But if you already have that kind of ride vehicle, you could easily design a ride vehicle that is a broomstick, and you could potentially have a Defying Gravity roller coaster that's riding a broom. I mean, It wouldn't be difficult.
What's great about Universal is they have a train connecting to two parts. So they should close down the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Just kidding. But you could have a Shiz park where you're walking through Shiz University and have the whole experience. And then you could have an Emerald City part connected by that train.
I mean, I wouldn't be heartbroken if they shut down that castle and replaced it with Keanu.
I would be. I'm a big Potter fan, and I love those movies, and I've been to the park many times and want to go. And their butterbeer I could drink all day long. But we do need Wicked space and Oz space, and to see these all come to life. I just think that it would be a great disservice to keep it just on a screen. We need to walk through it.
Here's hoping the universal gods are listening. Hello?
Yes, please.
Hear our prayer.
Exactly.
Can you tell I grew up Catholic? Lord, hear our prayer.
Please, yes. Accept our prayers. No, Tori, thank you so much. This was fun. Let's do this again and often. And just.
Well, I believe are we not gathering next week?
Oh, we are.
We
Yes.
are.
Yes, we actually have something very exciting. We have something exclusive to Oz Talk that we're going to be breaking the news with in the world of Oz. So
You're like, gee, I wish we could do this again soon. I'm like,
yeah, I forgot.
hello?
Next Tuesday, I believe, we will be doing an Oz Talk around the same time with some exclusive announcements. So we're very excited.
It's really you can't miss this one episode. So make sure you guys tune in. Put it on your calendars.
Yes, thanks for that, Tori. And I'm at Ryan J Reviews. Tori's at the Oz Vlog. Her merch is on Etsy. I don't have merch, but if you'll give me a follow, I'd appreciate it. Yes.
Grab some Oz Vlog merch.
And Toto, say hi and goodbye, and we love you. And thanks everybody for watching. This is really fun. And in the comments, let us know your thoughts of the Wicked trailer. Thanks so much.